There you go, Pure Country 106 in the Herbert's Boots and Western Wear Home Edition Live Lounge. Joining me right now, David James. What's up, buddy?
How are you guys? How's it going?
It's weird being at home and doing your show from home when you're used to being in a studio 5 days a week, and so it's now we have the different sounds. I've got a 4-year-old running around screaming, and it's different, and like a Barbie dream house behind me, and
yeah,
a basketball net behind me.
Yeah, well, I've got kind of a big liquor cabinet here, so my setup's pretty good.
Yeah, that's high up for me right now. That's hiding in the cupboard so she doesn't see it. What's been going on with you since we're all stuck in isolation here, not being able to get out much. Obviously, you've probably heard they're talking no live music until maybe the fall of 2021.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. It's obviously unlike anything we've ever seen before, and nobody expected anything like this. So it's just one of those things. You got to take one day at a time, and you just got to deal with it as it comes in, as a lot of people are. First off, shout out to all of the essential workers, healthcare workers out there who are just keeping us all safe and stuff. We really appreciate that. But for everybody else, it's kind of this new reality, and I'm staying busy. I'm doing a lot of songwriting and stuff, a lot of writing over FaceTime and stuff. I just had to write with my good buddy Chris Buck the other day, and so doing a lot of that, and kind of listening to a lot of music and trying to get inspired, and hopefully gonna figure out a way to record a bunch of stuff at home here with a home studio. So that's kind of on the radar right now. So
how has, it's only obviously about a month now. How has this affected your songwriting and going into these writing sessions with Chris and others?
Well, you know what, at the first part of the kind of self-isolation, I'll call it, I thought I should have been more productive, but I think like everybody else, I was kind of shocked and a little bit down, and mentally I was just pretty I guess frustrated, and I was going through a lot of stuff, trying to grasp this new reality. We're supposed to be on a bit of a tour right now, so playing some shows and stuff. So obviously a bit of a downer for any musician when you can't do that. So but the last couple of weeks it's been really good. I'm finding when you have more time at home, it's funny because you have less excuses, but at the same time there's way more distractions, right? So
100%.
Yeah, so it's been tough to really hammer down and be productive, but it's been great. We're, as songwriters, we're all going through the same process, and that gives you stuff to write about too. So it's that shared commonality that kind of makes us all human, I think. So.
Right, and what I love seeing is a lot of artists they're using this opportunity to go to social media and perform for people, and maybe try out new songs and try out things here and there that maybe they don't have the opportunity to do while you're out on the road, because it could bomb while you're on stage, and maybe it's better to work the kinks out on social media a little bit, be like, hey, what did you guys think, type thing.
Yeah, it seems like there's 2 or 3 or 4 or 10 country artists every single night doing a live stream show of some kind, whether it's just songs acoustically or I've even seen some of the artists do, you see all the members of the bands split screen, which is super cool. So I'm definitely going to be doing something like that too. I've just been kind of waiting for everybody else to have their turn, so to speak. So it's to kind of do it on a night where there is nothing, but I haven't found one yet. So it's great though. It's so awesome seeing artists trying to help their communities and help the country music family however they can right now, right? Which is I just think so important. Music is such a powerful healing thing in a time like this.
Oh, it's 100%. So this is maybe it's the same for you. Allowed me to get back into the music more, more deeply, sitting down and finally, it's like, oh man, I haven't listened to this full album in so long, or there's an album I wanted to listen to for so long, and I've only heard bits and pieces. Now it's like, I've got some time. I can sit here for 45 minutes to an hour and just, let this sink in.
Yeah, I've actually been going through a lot of the old records I first listened to when I was first really diving into music and guitar and stuff like that, and going back and working on some of the old guitar riffs and stuff. And it's been fun. It's been neat, just kind of getting back to that, the roots a little bit, and it's definitely influencing a lot of the stuff that I've been writing. So I'm really excited to kind of see what comes out from this process.
So what
Trying to
what
make
are
good
some
of
of
the
those
bad, right?
albums?
A lot of old classic rock. My dad raised me on, Rolling Stones and Queen and Led Zeppelin and stuff like that. So a lot of that stuff. A lot of, vintage country as well. Stuff Johnny Cash, Roy Orbison, the Eagles, who I consider kind of country rock, and actually the first country band I ever really listened to a lot. My dad exposed me to was randomly the Mavericks from kind of the '90s. And so just been going back through those records and stuff, and that lead singer Raul can sing his heart out, man. So it's kind of been a blessing in disguise, getting to go back through all of that old catalog and sink your teeth into it a little bit and kind of pick out things that you didn't notice were there and relearn the guitar stuff. It's been fun.
That's the one thing I've said I've wanted to get into guitar for the longest time, and I just never had the time, and now I've got the time. And thank you, Fender, for giving 3 months of free lessons. It's been great, and it's cool to see. Like, obviously I suck. I still can't play a song, but just being able to take time and learn to do this, it's great.
Yeah, I think once people really settle in kind of with this new reality, it's going to be great for personal growth and development. Obviously, it's still a struggle, and especially right now that it's fresh, it's still tough for a lot of people. I went through that too, and for me, it was kind of just making the decision that I was just going to get something out of this, that I was going to somehow turn it into a positive in some way. So, I've been doing a lot of guitar and trying to become a better cook at home, and just small stuff like that, going for
Little
walks every
things.
day. Yeah, you just small things like that to kind of hopefully keep the ball moving forward in some way, right?
Yeah, I hear you, man. Well, let's speaking of the ball rolling, If I Were You is out now,
Yeah.
and it is rolling. You're in the top 100. It's getting closer to that top 50. I mean, all the time made it to the top 20. And you've had some great success over the last, I'd say, not even less than 2 years. Everything has just been rolling the right way for you.
Yeah, I've been very fortunate. Yeah, I've been doing this for quite a while, and so to get, yeah, definitely my first two or three or whatever top 20s or whatever it was, pretty cool. And yeah, as an artist, you're just hoping that you're creating something that resonates with people, right? So resonates with fans, resonates at radio. You're wanting to create a piece of music that people can bring into their lives and make part of the
Right.
soundtrack to their day. And so when they make that decision, I think that's pretty fantastic. For me, every big moment I've ever had, whether it was my first crush or my first car, or my first love, there's a song that takes me back to those moments. I'm
Right.
sure you have that too.
Oh,
And
100%. Yeah.
yeah, and so to kind of be that for people in some way is pretty cool. So I feel very blessed, and definitely trying to use this opportunity we have now to get better at my craft.
Yeah. I mean, I'm in the same boat as you, not musically, because nobody would want to hear that. But yeah, like doing this, it's making me get better at
Mhm.
being a radio guy and interacting and finding different ways to be creative. It's a blessing and a curse at the same time, obviously.
Yeah, and I think this medium, especially for media right now, whether it's doing radio shows at home or artists doing live streams, it really lends a hand to sort of authenticity. It seems like there's an
Right.
authenticity to what everybody's doing, because it's like you've stripped away all the frills and the pomp and the polish, and it's just a guy and his guitar in his living room, or it's you doing your show with the Barbie doll dream house behind you,
Right.
or whatever it is. But it's just we're all in this together, which I think is also a pretty powerful adage too.
Yeah, I think I need to get like a green screen so I can just put like a weird background in there every time I do an artist interview, and people would be like, "What the hell is this guy doing?" Like,
Yes, a couple of days ago on the right, somebody we were using Zoom, and
yeah.
they on their green screen had all the Tiger King people just kind of floating around them, so it was pretty funny.
So I'm gonna go with, you brought up Tiger King. Have you got into it?
I watched it. I broke down and I watched it. Yeah, it's crazy, man. It is. I cannot believe that's how some people live. Like that's his life. Like I can't believe that. Yeah.
But in a way, like, it's a messed up life, but the excitement that is there on a daily basis, like,
Unbelievable.
I couldn't handle that much excitement in one day.
Oh, I just walk around the house now saying Carol Baskin like all day, every day. Like if I do something wrong, I just blame it on Carol Baskin. I feel bad. She seems like a lovely person.
Yeah. But she totally killed her husband, right?
Yeah, she totally killed her husband. It is it's a cultural phenomenon. It's crazy. I think it's one of those things where it was the right amount of entertaining, a right amount of cringeworthy, and it kind of came right at a time when everybody was home and looking for something to do. So it's blown up like crazy. And if you haven't seen it, you gotta go watch it.
Did you watch the follow up, the after show with Joel McHale yet?
No, I haven't. I didn't even know that was a thing.
It just came out on Sunday.
Is it good?
It's like what we're doing now, and he's talking to like a bunch of them. Obviously, like Joe's not there and Carol's not there, but you got like Jeff and like the workers there, and I don't want to ruin anything for you. You got to watch it. I think it's about half hour, 40 minutes. It's a long time, but he just does it from his living room, and he's talking to all these guys. You'll be in for a shock.
It's kind of like the reaction, I guess, to them seeing the show. Is that about right? Or
talking to them about finally seeing the show, like what's changed, what they think of Joe. So who would play them in a movie version of the Tiger?
Oh, that's great. Okay, perfect. I'll have to. Thank you. You've given me plans this afternoon.
Yeah, it's one of those it's like an after show where you like, all right, we've all watched it. Now let's go here. It's entertaining to watch, and you can tell like I'll let you figure out. I know how Netflix paid these guys to do the after show, I think, but I'll let you figure it out.
All right, sounds good.
Before I let you go, I want to talk. You released the new EP just before this all happened.
The day. Any aspiring artists out there, established or otherwise, it's not a good marketing strategy to release a brand new EP the day a global pandemic is declared. It's not, it tends to monopolize the media that day. So that week, really that month. So
right.
Yeah, no, that's okay though. Yeah, it's so it's been out for about a month, and response has been great so far. It's like I said before, as an artist, you just want to create something that people want to make part of the soundtrack to their day, and response has been great, which I'm very fortunate about. So just So
what? With the EP now, are we planning on? Obviously, we've got some time at home by ourselves, hanging out. Are we going to work on another EP to put out later this year?
Yeah, seriously. I think there's going to be a lot of music coming out this year because there's not a lot of shows or anything else. So, like everybody else, I'm just, kind of writing every day and writing new songs. And I'm trying to figure out the home studio thing a little bit better, at least to record vocals here. We do a lot of our stuff we can do remotely. It's amazing what musicians can do now. Like you can have somebody tracking guitars at their home in their studio, and they fly that over to the producer who lines it up with drums and bass and everything else. And it's pretty cool how that works. So I'm just trying to figure out how to do the vocal stuff here so we can definitely start working on some new stuff already. Because I kind of get finicky when I have nothing to do. So I definitely working on some new stuff.
Yeah, the vocals, I guess, would be the toughest part being at home because if you don't have that enclosure to block out all the ambient sound that's around you, that kind of gets in the way, right?
Yeah, it definitely requires a few Amazon purchases and everything else, just in terms of outfitting a closet or something with a bunch of padding and everything else and getting the right microphone and stuff. But definitely working on it, and it's good. It's a learning process too for me too to get to do that. So
Well, dude, I'm not going to keep you any longer. It's been a blast chatting with you. I mean, anytime, if you want to do it again, let's do it again. Maybe you can play us a song next time, and we'll chat and look forward to seeing what you have in store down the road here in 2020. And of course, if I were you, out now on Pure Country 106, you can request it on the request show daily and listen through it throughout the day. David, thanks so much, man.
Thanks, brother. Appreciate it. Talk to you soon.